Hello, my name is Libby Satera, and for my senior capstone project, I chose to focus on new patient education for hemodialysis. This is my identification card for the purpose of this assignment. So, I work in outpatient dialysis in a rural location alongside my nurse supervisor, who also attended Utah Tech University. Because of her dialysis experience and her experience at Utah Tech, I felt that she would be the perfect mentor to guide me on this capstone journey. My mentor is an excellent role model who always encourages me to be a better nurse and strive for excellence in my field. Since I am somewhat new to dialysis, I wanted to choose a project that could benefit both patients and myself. Because of this, my mentor and I decided that education for patients that are new to hemodialysis would facilitate both education for new patients and further education for myself. We also discussed how this can benefit established dialysis patients who may not have ever gotten a standardized education, as well as nurses that are new to dialysis in training. While my target audience will primarily be patients that are new to hemodialysis, my mentor and I realized that there is a need for simplified education for all dialysis patients across the board. This need was apparent when talking to dialysis patients and asking them questions regarding their treatment. Many of them only knew the basics of what dialysis was, and some did not even know that much, only that they need it to survive. Because of this need, we landed on the development of a short booklet that educates on the ins and outs of dialysis. Practicum goals and perceived benefits. So my primary goal for my capstone project was simple: a simplified, standardized dialysis education booklet for patients. This included the disease that leads up to the need for dialysis, which is chronic kidney disease, as well as how dialysis will be initiated, different access types, what to expect during dialysis, what exactly dialysis is, a renal diet, and then finding support living with this life-altering diagnosis. These goals would not only allow me to gain a greater understanding of dialysis myself, but also educate patients and give them a greater understanding of the process of their treatment. I also thought this was a great opportunity to train future dialysis nurses as well. A booklet that is informative, short and to the point, and could hopefully help in the future training of dialysis nurses on my unit. My final goal was to see an actual measurable improvement in patients' lab results, which comes naturally with a greater understanding of dialysis. The benefits of achieving my goals included having a standardized method of education for kidney services across the board, meaning that this booklet could be implemented in dialysis centers across Intermountain Kidney Services once approved. This booklet could in turn be used in training of new dialysis technicians and nurses. Analysis of project. The environment of the practicum. My location and environment of my practicum project was the Heber Valley Outpatient Dialysis Unit. I've been employed at this location for the last year and a half and was able to identify the need for this project through my time and experience on the unit. Our unit consists of 8 dialysis chairs, so it is fairly small, and we run 2 consecutive shifts. Typically, patients are on dialysis for approximately 4 hours at a time, with the first shift beginning at 5:30 a.m. and a second shift starting around 11 a.m. Because of our rural setting, we only run 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Adjustments to schedule. Due to several different factors, my timeline had to be adjusted a few times, which extended my timeline further than I had initially planned for. My mentor had an unplanned trip come up and was unable to meet during one of our weekly meetings. I then got COVID and had to push out another weekly meeting. This pushed the project out 2 weeks further than anticipated, but with the work of my mentor, we were able to reschedule these meetings and get the project back on an adjusted timeline. Issues and difficulties. Along with the drawn-out timeline, I also encountered an unforeseen difficulty: low patient census. Being in a rural location, the need for dialysis can be either high or low. We never really seemed to have an in-between or a happy medium. When I first started my project, we had about 15 patients, 7 in the morning and 8 in the afternoon shift. Shortly after, we had 2 patients get transplants, which is amazing, but that did lower our census a bit. We then had 2 patients relocate and transfer out, which brought us down to only 11 patients. While we were anticipating getting 3 new patients during that time that I was hoping to present my project to, 2 of the patients were unable to come due to different reasons such as insurance and other things, and so we only ended up getting 1 new patient. Because of this, I only had 1 patient that was new to dialysis to present my capstone project to. Decision making with my preceptor. Because of the low patient census and only having 1 new dialysis patient, my preceptor and I had to gather our thoughts and produce a game plan on how to still present the project to patients and benefit from all the work we had put in. We decided to present the project to patients that were established on dialysis but seemed to lack understanding on the dialysis process. This could allow us to monitor the target audience's understanding of dialysis as well as their lab results to see if we saw an improvement in their labs, indicating an understanding of the education they were given. Evaluation. Achievement and project goals. Through many obstacles, I was able to achieve all of my project goals by 1. Educating at least 1 patient who was new to hemodialysis, 2. Providing education to patients established on dialysis that showed the need for further teaching, and 3. Observe the positive impact my project had by seeing an improvement in patient labs over a 2-month monitoring period. The benefit of project to organization, department, or unit. I was able to see the benefit of my project on multiple levels of the kidney services department. By starting this project on my small rural unit, my mentor and I were able to present it to the Director of Kidney Services at Intermountain Health and show that our findings were truly beneficial. Because of this, my booklet will be passed along to the dialysis educators for kidney services, who will make amendments where needed and plan to incorporate it in all of Intermountain Kidney Services. This can then be used to educate new dialysis patients, existing patients, and employees new to dialysis services. The benefit of the project to my professional growth. Before this project, I was considered an intermediate dialysis nurse. After the completion of this project, my supervisor has advanced me to a nurse educator, and I will now be able to train new dialysis nurses. Due to the knowledge I have gained by completing this project, I feel like I am a better dialysis nurse and have the tools needed to educate dialysis patients on any topic they may need further teaching. Self-evaluation of leadership skills. I feel a great sense of accomplishment knowing that I am now a trusted nurse educator in my field of practice. Before this project, I still felt like I needed some assistance in certain areas of dialysis. I now feel like I can work independently in hemodialysis. I think this project has made me a strong leader, and I am grateful to have the experience. Summary of my project. The development of an educational booklet involving the ins and outs of hemodialysis from start to finish allowed me to educate dialysis patients on a higher level. This allowed them the education to truly understand their own medical treatment. Understanding your treatment plan allows you to participate in your own medical care and feel better following appropriate guidelines. A summary of how the project will influence my future practice. My future practice has been greatly improved by completing this practicum project. From the early stages of this project, I saw myself growing as a dialysis nurse. I was able to answer patient questions more fluidly and efficiently, and I no longer had to stop and question whether or not I was giving the correct information. I feel like I am a better dialysis nurse after the completion of this project and cannot wait to see it implemented into Intermountain Kidney Services for future patients, nurses, and technicians. Thank you.